Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga Day Special Live. You can leave in a hello if you're viewing this, if you're watching this right now, where you're joining in from with your name. And I wish you all a very, very happy Yoga Day. Today we thought everyone's been doing a lot of things on asanas, and we thought we'll delve a little bit deeper into prana and pranayama. So one of the things that is, there in our scriptures, there are so many stories, beautiful stories about prana. Um, we're doing actually a 7-day yoga series on prana and pranayama. Each year we do one on, we do several 30-day yoga series at New Year and 7-day we do a 7-day yoga series during Yoga Day. And this time we thought we'll take it up on prana and pranayama rather than doing anything else. So prana is a very fascinating concept in our culture. If we look at prana, there are so many beautiful stories about prana that are being told in our scriptures. So in one of the Upanishads, Upanishads, that is the Prashna Upanishad. Upanishad means sitting near devotedly, sitting near to the master to learn that knowledge. And these are stories that are between the master and the disciple. The disciples will ask some questions and then the masters will answer them. So we thought we'll delve a little bit into few of the stories. So one of the stories that goes about prana is from the Prashna Upanishad. So those of you who do not know, prana, like in the Indian culture, I think all of us have heard that if someone dies, we say prana tyag diye. So it's something that keeps us alive, that keeps us there. So in one of the Upanishads, in the Prashna Upanishad, it's said that the 6 disciples, they came to sage Pipalada, and they came and they wanted knowledge. So they would bring in some samed, some logs for Agnikarya, to signify that they are ready to light the torch of knowledge within. So they stay in the ashram for a year, and then just like a satsang is happening, a question and answer with the guru is happening. And one of the disciples, he asks, so what are the forces that support creation? What are the forces that support living beings? What is the power which gives the superiority to the humans over other things? Which is the power which is predominant? And when he's asking these questions, Sage Pipalada says that there are many questions, many answers that people give to this question. And he says there are the 5 elements, that is the fire, there's the air, there's the space, there's earth, there's water, there's mind. And all of them, they support the body. So there's a story that goes in between the story, and he says that they all say that the fire, air, space, earth, water, mind, they all say that it is me who supports this body. And what happens is the prana comes in and says, you think it is you? So let me show you. So the prana goes and the prana leaves the body. And every other power had to follow, and the body lay motionless over there. And the prana just shows them who's the boss. So the prana, it's like the queen bee. Once it leaves, it is a notice for all the other powers to leave. So this is what Sage Pipalada tells his disciples, and this is what prana is. And it says the prana is the source of all the energy that is there, and it is everything is controlled by prana. There's a beautiful verse from the Prashna Upanishad. It's I'll just chant it. You can close your eyes as well. If you know it's Pranasedam Vashe Sarvam, if you know, you can chant along. Pranasyedam Vashe Sarvam Tridive Yat Pratishtitam Matev Putran Rakshasva Shirshcha Pragnanscha Videhi Naiti. So this beautiful prayer from the Prashna Upanishad says that whatever exists in the three worlds is all under the control of prana. And this is one of the most beautiful definitions given about prana. And it says, "Oh prana, please protect us just like a mother protects her children. And you grant us wealth and you grant us wisdom." So it's not about the worldly wealth that we pray about here, it's about the real wealth. That is the purpose of prana. And after this, there are other disciples who want to ask, so where does prana come from? And how does it enter the body? Where does it stay in the body? So Sage Pipalada says, now you're going a little deeper. So since you are the seeker of the truth, I shall tell you. And he says it is, who else could be the source of that? But it is the spirit that is the source. It is the Atma that is the source of this. And it's the Atma which casts a shadow, just like when we go out in the sun, all of us have a shadow. So it's in the same way, similar way, that the Atma also has a shadow, which is the prana, and the prana pervades the whole body. It's like a king which orders its generals around, and the generals are the pancha pranas. So in our scriptures it is said that there are 5 pranas which take care of the body, the pancha pranas, and the prana, pana, samana, udana, and vayana vayu. And it's also said which area of the body they take care of. Even if we see otherwise, a lot of emphasis has been taken on the body. People exercise and do all the things, but if we are mentally not feeling well, it's the prana that is lacking in the body. Physically we might look really good, people might have 6-pack abs, but if mentally, if the prana is low, if the prana shakti is low, then that is of no use. So we work on working on increasing the prana. So that's where pranayama comes into picture. And with the pranayamas, what is pranayama? It said prana ayama pranayama. So the ayama, giving a different dimension, increasing that extension of the dimension of the prana within us, that is pranayama. Because when we breathe, it is not just air that we breathe in. Prana is not breath, although it's very, very closely related to breath. So it's like, if we had to put it in a very, very simple way, it's like we have the fans running in the house, the lights running in the house. But what is the source behind all of them? It's the electricity. So prana is like that guiding electricity which runs behind our body, and it's what is responsible for us being alive, for us feeling really lively. So the more prana that we have in our body, the better we feel. And it is said that the purpose of purpose of this human life is so that we can have that, we can increase that prana, and through the practices, and then we can reach that ultimate freedom as well. There are many other stories in the Upanishads about prana as well, but yeah, so today these were the stories we were going to cover. So one of the things about pranayama is that, yes, we can work on increasing this dimension of prana, and pranayama is a very, very easy, very, very simple way to do it. So we thought, this year we'll be doing a 7-day series on pranayamas that you can just do just 10 minutes out of your time every day. So every day we'll be giving up one video, 6 a.m. IST. And we thought we'll just do some simple pranayama. So when it comes to pranayama also, it's said in our scriptures that you should do it the right way. So you should not, it's ideally done under the guidance of a guru, if that can be done. Personally, I love practicing Sudarshan Kriya. I feel that's one of the best techniques and pranayamas out there. So there are some simple do's and don'ts of pranayama as well. So I thought we'll just cover one. One of them is, of course, you sit with the spine erect, because there are chakras, there are nadis. So the prana, it flows through different nadis. It is said that there are 72,000 nadis in the human body, and nadis are nothing but they are energy channels through which prana flows. So there are several ones, but there are three main ones which are known as the Ida Nadi, the Pingala Nadi, and the Sushumna Nadi. So if you see, science does not really understand what is the correlation of why does one nostril work. If you just check it right now, so there'll be one nostril which will be working more for you, or it might be both of them are working. But there are usually it's just one, and it alternates every 90 minutes to every 2.5 hours. This will be alternating. So if one of them is working, either left is working or right is working. So if left is activated, that is for the Chandra Nadi, which is the cooling one. And then if the right is working, it's the Surya Nadi, which is the heating one. It's also very related to our nervous system. One is the sympathetic nervous system, which gets you into activity, gets you fired up. And then there's another one, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the left nostril, and that is directly related to that. So our body is kind of constantly in a flux to maintain that balance. It wants to have a balance between the left and the right. And sometimes it's not able to maintain that. And most of the diseases even nowadays come because either we are too much in that race to do, and the sympathetic nervous system keeps working, and one of them does not work properly. There's not a sufficient balance. But the ancient seers, they knew this. They knew, and they also knew that this is related to the nadis within, to the energy, and the body is trying to balance this energy. When the energy is balanced, so the energy flows through the Sushumna, which is the central channel, and which is said to take us up the path of evolution as well. And when it's active, the energy goes through the Sushumna. It's really good. You can feel uplifted. It's also ideal for meditation as well. And that's when that's what we want to have. So this is a good thing if you want to do this in the day, few times, every few hours, 2 hours. Just notice which nadi is working right now. Is it the left one, or is it the right one? You can note it down. So usually if it's like if it's imbalance, like you have more time, the parasympathetic nervous system is working than the sympathetic, or the left nadi is more active or the right is more active. So you can understand that there is a problem at the level of the prana. If there is a problem at the level of the prana, slowly it will start coming into the body. So it's a very good indication of your health. So if you feel that both of them are equal, that means your body is in arogya. But if your sushumna is also working quite a bit of the time, that is when we go into the swasth avastha. That is where we want to be. So these two nadis, they get really cleansed and balanced with the help of pranayama. So the diseases that have not even come, we can take care of all of that at the level of prana itself. If we can balance the energies between the left and the right, the diseases don't even manifest in the body. And even if it is there, slowly once you start bringing in that balance, they start going. So there are a few do's and don'ts of pranayama when you're practicing on your own. One is you keep the head, neck and the spine erect, so that we want the energy to flow through the sushumna, so that the pranayamas pranayama can bring about that balance in the left and the right nostril, the ida and the pingala nadi. And secondly, when we do it relatively with no strain. So the breath should never be taken in or taken out or held for any longer than it is comfortable. We do practice with a very relaxed mind as well. We don't be in a hurry. And most importantly, we have a respect and reverence for the practice. That is one of the most important things, because it is prana that we breathe in. It's not just air. And it's a good idea if you can take a bath and practice. You can practice it after asanas, even as standalone if you want to just practice for a few minutes. Just taking that awareness to the breath does wonders. And we practice relatively on an empty stomach or a light stomach, just about 2.5 to 3 hours waiting time should be there. And it's best to practice pranayama in the mornings. Usually it's said that in the mornings the prana is also high, and it's a time for spiritual practices. So also it's a very subtle practice, so it's a good idea to take care of our food as well. It's good to avoid smoking, drinking, good to avoid non-vegetarian food also. In the scriptures it is said that, if prana is done right, it can take care of a lot of the diseases, many things. But if it's not done right, then it can cause diseases as well. If you're suffering from any issues, it could be heart issues, BP, anything that is there, so be mindful of the things that you do, especially for heart and BP, kapalabhati, bastrika. You can avoid such things. So it's a nice idea to have a pranayama practice along with asanas every day. Of course, asanas are important, but pranayamas are also equally important, and they bring out a very beautiful dimension of reaching a little higher than where we are. That is where it is said that we are different from animals. It's said that there's another very beautiful verse from, I don't remember the text right now, but it says that everything from the devas, to animals, everything in the material world, it runs because of prana. But what is different that is there in humans, we have that ability also to change that levels of prana within us. So although animals, they live in harmony, they'll sleep on time, they'll get up on time. We might not do that all the time. And prana, when it comes to humans, we have that intellect where we can decide whether we want to use that intellect to increase our prana or to reduce it. So if we work on going beyond, we can even go. So that's where yoga comes into picture. So a yogi is one who can take care of their own senses. A yogi is one who can go in from that level of even if your prana is at this level, you can take it really high with the help of the practices. And yoga practices will help you. Practices of pranayama, asana, meditation will really help you increase the levels of that prana shakti in the body. So I thought we'll do a very simple thing today before we end, to just see what is prana. Some of you might have already done this. So we are just going to shake our hands. So just shake your hands with me. Just shake. Just shake it off. Take it up. You've been sitting for a while. Take it to the side, to the left, front. Once more, shake. As fast as you can. Let's see if some fingers can fall off. Shake. You can shake your head, shake the body. Hopefully you've done some yoga as well. It's been yoga day. Shake the hands. And now be still. Just close your eyes and notice the sensations in the body. Notice the sensations in the hands. Noticing this sensation that's happening. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Consciously take another breath in. And exhale slowly. You can open your eyes. Let me know if you felt something in the hands. You can leave a comment. If you felt something in the hands, that's the prana shakti. So this is what is prana. So prana shakti is it's there in the whole body, and it's taking care of different things. So there is the prana vayu, which is there close to the chest area. So it is said in the scriptures, Hridi prane gudapano samano vayu mandale udanah kantadeshastho vyana sarva shariragaha. So vyana is there in the entire body, the whole sharir, it is said. Hridi prano, it is in the heart area, that is the prana, and in the anal region there is the apana. It is also responsible for periods, it's also responsible for childbirth. So all of these have very different functions, and it's all mentioned there in our Upanishads. It's so nice that the seers had so much knowledge about so many things, and they've simplified it for us through pranayamas, through the things that we can very, very easily follow. So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to be starting with our 7-day series, and we invite you to join in case you have not already joined. We'll add the sign up link here in the description in a couple of hours. Every morning we'll be putting out a video at 6 a.m. It's going to be short, 10 minutes, and you can just follow it along either after asanas, before meditation, or as a standalone practice in itself. If you have any questions on prana or pranayama, anything, we'd love to answer them. You can leave them in the comments, and we also look forward to seeing you, every day for the next 7 days as we explore a different dimension of prana and pranayama. And let us know how you liked today's live. Let us know in the comments as well, and leave a like. And if you've not subscribed yet, you can subscribe to our channel as well. So we'll see you, for our next practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow IST for the day 1. And thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure once more. A very happy yoga day to all of you. May your lives be filled with happiness and good health, and may your prana levels be high. May you stay fit and calm.